Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm so excited to have our Christmas episode of Life Inspired. We have been doing this show for over 2 years now, and you are watching on either YouTube or Facebook or inspiredhomes.com, I imagine, and you can share the stories that way. If you've never tuned into Life Inspired before, it's all about Jesus, why and how people follow Jesus. It is about life was going along, and then God stepped in and did something and had a turning point in your life, and then now you're walking an inspired life. And for some people, that is, most everybody has numerous turning points in their life, right? But for some people, it's they were walking along with God, but God said, hey, I want you to come over here and do this now. Or maybe it's just, they didn't know God at all, and God stepped in and said, okay, you didn't know me before because you were learning all these things in your life, but now I want you to see what I can do for you and impact your life for others. So we're all here for others, right? And a great thing to remember at Christmas time, Jesus came down and turned all our worlds around. And for our Christmas episode, my friend Keith Wiening is on the red couch. Thank you, Keith, for being here.
I am privileged to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Keith and I are in a business networking group together. So we meet actually every single week for the purpose of giving referrals to one another. And we were talking about, in our BNI group, we do what we call dance cards. We were talking about meeting for a dance card, which a dance card means that he would tell me a little bit about Doors and Drawers. I would tell him a little bit about Inspired Homes and how we can help one another grow our businesses and market for one another. And you said something about, I'll tell anybody about Jesus. I don't remember what you said when we were talking, but you said, yeah, no, I'm going to tell anybody and everybody that wants to know. Not like you're going to be in their face about it,
right?
But anybody that wants to know, you're going to tell them what Jesus has done in your life. And I said, well, you want to do that? Let's come. So
I could talk for days.
Okay. Well, we don't have days.
No, we don't have days.
We try to keep it from 15 to 25 minutes max.
Yep, absolutely.
So, but tell us. So basically, we're going to do the turning point thing. So, what was life like before the turning point thing happened? What was life going along?
Well, when I was a kid, I grew up in church. We went to church every week. I was pretty active in our youth group, and then I met my first wife, and walked away from church. I walked away from God and lived in the world for a lot of years.
Okay.
And did things that I knew was wrong, but I was having fun.
Okay.
It was just fun. I was just having fun, just living life and having fun. Well,
so it's like fun was your God.
Well, yeah, it was. It really, the world was, my God.
Okay.
And we were married for 13 years. Then that first marriage, that fell apart. And I won't go into details about that, but it just fell apart.
Okay.
And in my heart, I knew who to cry out to. And God was the first person I cried out to.
Wow.
I hit my knees, and I was not in a good place, kind of a dark place.
Okay.
And I hit my knees and asked God to help me through this situation. And I also asked him to send me a godly woman, because I loved being married.
Okay.
Some guys not so much, but I loved being married.
Okay.
I really did. And so that's what I cried out for. And lo and behold,
here comes Kelly.
Here comes Kelly. And probably the most godly woman I've ever met in my life. So he really answered that prayer. And it was funny because we'd been dating for probably, I don't know, maybe 2 months. And she invited me to go to church on Sunday. Well, I'm a fisherman. That's what I do. And back then I was fishing tournaments, bass tournaments, and I was fishing on Sundays. And so she asked me to go to church with her on a Sunday. I said, no, I'm going to go fishing. So I went fishing. And long story short, I stood up underneath a light pole at the lake, and the light pole hit me right underneath the eye here and just tore my eye open.
Wow.
So off I go to the emergency room. I had like 8 stitches on my cheek. The very next week, Kelly asked me, she says, you want to go to church? I said, no, I'm going to go fishing. So I went fishing, and I caught a fish and took a hook in my thumb, and I couldn't get the hook out because it went right into the joint. I couldn't get it out, so off to the emergency room again. I go again. 2 weeks.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row.
Wow.
Well, the third week, she asked me if I wanted to go to church with her, and I said, sure.
Better go to church.
So I went to church. And I haven't been hurt since.
Wow.
I've been hurt, but not on a Sunday.
But
and over those years, and it's been close to 20 years ago now, probably missed a handful of Sundays for being sick or whatever. So that was kind of a turning point in my life. And God's done so much in my life. It's just, I kind of sometimes get the giggles just trying to understand how come he's blessing me so much. After the first year, I was in the hospital for 4 days, had congestive heart failure, and they diagnosed me with type 2 diabetes. I say I had, past tense, I went through 5 weeks of this, it was just torment. And I felt like it was the devil coming at me.
Okay.
That's what it felt. It was just pure torment, pure hell is what it was. And they diagnosed me with the congestive heart failure and type 2 diabetes. And put me on a bunch of pills. Well, long story short, last time I was at the doctor's office, I told him, I said, I'm done with these pills because God has healed me. And he kind of...
And they were like, I don't think so.
Well, he looked at me funny. And I said, look, here's the deal. I said, I talk to my physician every day. I talk to you, my doctor, once every 3 months. I said, I believe my physician over you. I said, he healed me. I'm done. I'm not taking these pills. And guess what? I haven't. And everything is going great.
Thank you, God.
And so God is just doing miracles in my life.
Right.
I really feel like he was keeping me when I was living in the world, keeping me for something. Mm-hmm. I still don't think I know what it is exactly.
Okay.
So I think the best is yet to come.
Great.
Yep.
Awesome. Very
Yep.
cool. So cool. So I don't know. Like you just said, you talk to your physician every day. For those of you that don't know what he's talking about, he means he's praying to God every single day.
I talk to God every day.
So
well,
what is
more
that?
than once a day.
Right. So what does that look like for you? How do you talk to God? Do you hear back from him?
I've not ever heard an audible voice.
Okay.
I get feelings, have feelings. I'm in sales. I sell for doors and drawers. I sell kitchens for doors and drawers. And in the morning, when Kelly and I pray, I lift up my appointments for the day. I pray for the people that I'm getting ready to go meet. I don't know them. I don't know if they're believers.
Right.
I don't know where they're at spiritually.
Right.
But I don't care.
Right.
I want God to bless them.
Absolutely.
God can bless
God loves
people
them.
that aren't believers.
Absolutely. He loves them all.
He died on the cross for everybody, not just the people that believe in him.
Right.
And so I do that. And when I'm on my way to my appointment, I do it again. And I also ask God if he would, he knows my finances better than I do.
Right.
And if I need a paycheck, then he'll make sure I get that sale. And there's been a couple of times where I was actually sitting at the table, writing the deal, writing the contract, and my phone will ring. I won't answer it because I'm in a meeting. Just don't do that. But then I go out to my truck after the meeting, and somebody had called me and left a message. And it's another sale. That's when I get the giggles. And I just giggle all the way home. I mean, I could be 2 hours away from home, and I just kind of laugh all the way home because I don't understand.
Yeah, he just...
How and why he blesses me so much.
Right.
But he does. He just loves us unconditional. And I told him when I got sick, when they diagnosed me with congestive heart failure, you heal me, and I will shout your name from the mountaintop.
Oh,
And
there
I
you
do.
are.
I talk to people in grocery stores. I just confess and testify to his glory. Anybody that'll give me a minute to
That's
listen to me.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yep. So
He knew that you would, and so that's why he spared you for it, because he needed your voice.
Yep.
Nobody else has the same story that you have.
no, they don't.
You know? So how do you stay inspired every day? What do you do to stay connected besides praying? You pray in the morning with Kelly. What does that look like?
We usually, we'll get up and have some coffee, and usually before one of the two of us has an appointment, one of the two of us usually has an appointment first thing in the morning. Usually not both of us, but if we do, then we sit down for a while, and we pray together. We lift up people we know, people we don't know, family, ourselves, each other. How do I stay inspired? I'm just anticipation of what God's got in store for me.
Just watching him.
I've heard a story, and I'm probably not going to get it 100% right, but about a fella that died, went to heaven and met Jesus, and Jesus took him into this room. And in this room, there was shelves, and there was little boxes on these shelves, and it was the shelves were full of boxes. So this guy asked Jesus, what's all the boxes? He said, those are all the blessings that you didn't receive.
Oh.
I had them for you, but you didn't receive them. Well, my prayer is when I get there,
Empty shelves.
I don't want anything on those shelves. I want everything that he's got to give to me. That's not being selfish.
No.
That's
he just has plans.
He wants to give it to us.
Yeah, he does.
So that's my thing. I just look forward to every day. What is this day going to bring?
Right.
And usually it's something that I didn't see coming.
Yeah. So you guys, as you pray for Keith and his ministry of business, because as he goes into people's homes for kitchens, he can, bless people that way. As you pray for him, you might want to have coffee with him. Maybe you know somebody who's going through a nasty divorce, and Keith can walk them through what it was like for him. Mm-hmm. So just anybody that that needs to hear this story, we really appreciate you sharing it. Whether you share the YouTube version or the Facebook version, or just send them the link to Inspired Homes page, that's great. Messages here. We'll put you in contact with Keith and get you in touch with him so he can talk about Jesus from the mountaintop that is an appointment with somebody.
That's right.
So yeah, Thank you so much for sharing.
Yep.
Favorite thing about Christmas, since we're going into Christmas? Any favorite memories about something special?
Not really. Just the whole season. Just got to I just keep it in my mind that he is the reason for the season.
Yeah, very cool. You guys have a good one. Enjoy your loved ones. Bye-bye.